Hey y'all, kindness starts here. This your girl Quill, the one that keeps it real with that trill to give you a thrill. That is beauty filled with looks that can kill. Hey, welcome back to God's Kingdom of Tarot Show. Tarot Show. You better act like you know. Yeah, so they don't believe in God, all right? If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in and trusting me to be a reader. I hope that you consider and decide to subscribe. Join this tribe, this kingdom of God. We're building here through tarot. Yes, through tarot. Thank you for the first like. Bonus blessings to you. This is my second time live today. Okay, they wanted more. Hi. They wanted more, so definitely check out the first live if you didn't already. So many things came out, and especially if you had questions about your childhood and stuff like that. Some of you guys have been like looking actively into your ancestry and stuff, so some of that information will be perfect for you. It was about God let a lot of people do things to you, let people do things to you so they can live with it, so they can live with it, know what they did, so they won't die and be saying like, I don't know what I did. All I did was this, this, and this. God wants them to be able to know and have to face it. Okay. Katherine Jackson came out a lot. Okay. She is the enemy of Michael Jackson right now. All right. He wanted me to add it like that. Okay. Yeah. He's pissed. All right. You gonna get fucked up. Sorry, and that's how he wants me to talk to her. Like, that's unforgivable. Y'all did some unforgivable shit. Ronnie Turner, this is Tina Turner's son. Is this her stepson? I can't remember. Because she has two sons on the other side with her, Craig and Ronnie. But someone's name could be Ronnie as well. Someone also, a lot of stuff came out in that first reading. I don't think it's posted yet though, depending on when you're watching this. But about like original names and stuff like that. So somebody could also be coming out and saying like, you actually this, you actually a Turner, you actually a Smith, you actually a Sharp, you actually a Clark. Those names could be significant as well. Okay. Crab legs, you could be from Crip or grew up in a Crip neighborhood or something like that. Somebody could be being disrespectful. Ronnie was disrespectful. Someone's name starts with an R or a T. They were disrespectful, okay? Or somebody really likes crab legs, but I feel like I wrote that for disrespect, okay? I love karaoke in reverse. Oh, somebody was disrespecting your singing, okay? So y'all could have just went karaoke or something like that, or that's in the future, okay? Can't defeat with exited Leviathan energy is out here. Wow. Okay. So they're saying you were born this way. So something about your birth is very significant, especially when it comes to your name. A lot of stuff that came out in the first reading as well. Thank you so much for the second like. May God bless you just for that. Hi. Of how people were, where people were born from. Michael Jackson really wasn't a Jackson. Thank you for 7. Welcome. I hope that you continue to connect with me. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, for that subscription. But a lot of stuff that came out in the reading I did about God letting them do stuff so they could face the consequences, essentially, where people were born. And it came out that, well, Michael Jackson told me to present that Michael Jackson really wasn't a Jackson. He was a foster kid. He actually had a twin as well. That was a girl, and they kept Michael Jackson because it was a boy, and also it came out like it was a ploy of all of that, how all of that unfolded and stuff like that. Really. Spiritual realm. Okay, so something about the spiritual realm could be significant. Someone could be doing something crazy, gang stalking you and stuff like that. Somebody could also be in hell in spiritual realm, the purgatory. Everything I do is for myself, my family, and future generations, plus past generations too. Wow. See, y'all ancestry is very significant. Something about y'all ancestry y'all need to look into. Some of y'all can find more information by just looking at your birth chart and seeing how things don't match and shit like that. Some of y'all birth charts y'all think is y'all's is really not y'all's, and that's why it don't make sense. It was all the ploy. They was changing birthdays, names, and shit like that, so you will never have any memory of who they used to look at you as, like they did Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is just known as a Jackson, okay? Nobody knows where his mother was. He does now, but like nobody knows who his mother was, okay? Or they could, but I feel like nobody knew, and that it was on purpose. At first, I thought, Joe beat Michael Jackson and did all that stuff because Catherine stepped out. But Catherine didn't step out, Joe didn't step out or anything like that. They both, agreed to have Michael Jackson as a child whenever that happened. Thank you for the third like, and may God bless you just for that. Autodidact, okay? So y'all gonna learn a lot of this shit about y'all family, future, and past generations on your own, okay? Don't look for nobody to tell you, especially the people in y'all family y'all going to, like y'all grandmothers, the elders and shit. Nah, they keeping a lot of shit under wraps, okay? Incest was big, okay? And some of them got rid of their whole bloodline, okay, to make sure they remain a matriarch. And it looked like it started there. It started only at them, but it was somebody before that. They had a mother before that. Their mother had a mother before that. So the mother bloodline is very significant. But they don't have to just be the mother as well. So website. So there's a website you can learn something about, or somebody learned something on a website. Okay, evolution, yeah, and it changed their whole perspective. This is like a new spin on evolution and stuff like that. Evolution, going internally and stuff like that. Yeah, somebody really wanted to know where they came from. Emmett Till, I saw him in passing, and they hated on him because he was so beautiful, and they beat him up so badly he died. Because they lied on him saying he was looking at a white girl, and then look what happened to Michael Jackson. He was even known to date white women and stuff like that, and then but he was accused of other shit. Because that's what they really wanted. They wanted him to be married or something like that, or like. It was something that way where if he was married or something like that, all they had to do is get the married person out, and then it'll go back. It's almost like it's giving me like how the treasury works in the government, and then if y'all was in foster care and adopted and shit, y'all the property of the government, okay? So they will want to keep this shit under wraps because they could get it fined. It's worse than child abuse. You abusing government property, okay? But yeah, and he didn't get in trouble for that. He didn't get in trouble for that. Joe didn't get in trouble for beating on Michael and stuff like that. Catherine letting them, because both of them ain't connected to him. Didn't give a shit about him. Yeah, he's still pissed. Michael, okay. So tree fairy, that means wisdom, shape-shifting energy. Someone could be shape-shifting energy, and it says wise one as well. Okay, y'all wise. Okay, can become one of the branches to hide from animals and insects, to hide from predators and stuff like that. So some of y'all gonna need to hide. Some of y'all, the stuff y'all know, the valuable information y'all know or find out, y'all gonna need to hide. Okay, it may not need to share it, because once people know what you know, they try to get you on that. And what people don't understand about me, I don't tell everything I know. Why would I do that? That's not smart. Like a magician tells none of his tricks anyway, but why would I do that? So they think all I say is all I know. So they just try to attack that. But you ain't winning, right? Because God wants this. God would always prevail, okay? But God will prevail, okay? Scanning, somebody's thinking about something, okay? Somebody could also be studying your wisdom, trying to fact check your fucking facts and shit like that. You have the power to win, so you will, okay? And Michael Jackson made the Jackson's name. Even though he wasn't a Jackson, he was the only reason why there was the Jackson 5 and shit, okay? Without a little kid in that fucking band, that band wouldn't have been shit, okay? And check out, even how they looked at it. It's like the other lead singers all teamed up against Michael. Theodore Roosevelt, because he was a president type of energy. What is that? Okay, keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground, okay? Somebody got sloppy, okay? So that's why you gonna win, because you got the power, okay? They were doing shit every day, and now they tired, huh? You tired? If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney, something about Walt Disney. He comes out, Sagittarius is significant as well. If you could dream it, you could do it, even the dreams as well. Like somebody tried to deter y'all from your dreams. It was part of this, because they thought they deserved your success more than you did, okay? And you the reason why people even know them. Be eating off your clout and shit, okay? Goddess Sinjin, she's about loyalty, support, devotion, hero, snake association. Yes, the snake. It was in reverse. It wanted to come out in reverse. So Yeah, she helped her. She helped her husband was captured and stuff like that. So somebody's husband was captured or something like that, and somebody close was behind it. Could have been significant as well, but she helped her husband. She kind of charmed the people who, like, she kind of beat them with wit, if I'm not mistaken, how that story went. But she beat them with wit to save her husband. But she was in a position where they were trying to be like, okay, we're gonna keep your husband, you can go, you know. And she wasn't willing to do that. She was willing to fight for her husband as well. So something like that could be significant. Okay, Ashala. Okay, a Taurus could be significant. He's terrifying energy. Orisha. Okay, Orishas have killing energy. Okay, somebody gonna die for that. And metamorphosis. Okay, even this is giving me, what is it? It's a movie that has like somebody, like a spirit would come into the person to kill someone. I feel like that's happening right now, or people have been using that and abusing that gift. Okay, cotton gin, abusing the gift, abusing your help and stuff like that. They probably could have treated y'all as slaves, or people look at y'all as slaves. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, what your real thing was. It was slave. My name of this channel is inspired by my family name, Bashams. And, when I looked up the origin, or, even got information about the origin of that name, it came from slavery. And during those times, the masters would sleep with the daughters and stuff like that. And a lot of that came out in the first reading as well. They would sleep with the daughters, and then that bloodline would, stay his bloodline. So it would be no record of nobody coming before that. So, but I was saying, like, my name comes, when I looked it up, the name came from, it said it derived from slavery. And Basham sounds like banish them, like, it was, they had a plan for us, but God said differently, God, they thought we were worth nothing, we were worth nothing. We don't exist. So that's why these names are very significant too. Okay. Mommy or Poppy, especially on the mama side. Okay. I said something about, didn't I say that here? Oh, no. Chew them up and spit them out, okay? Also, I did a reading in the past that said, like, this girl, they keep getting angry at this girl and then killing her. Some of you guys could be her right now, as her spirit, and I was talking about that with metamorphosis. But, she could inhabit your vessel as a spirit. And sometimes she comes back to, well, actually, all the time she comes back and get revenge because they get angry and kill her. So, a mother could have got angry and killed the daughter, right? And then so that daughter comes back as her mother or something, like, but the mother, like, the mother already had a mother existing, but the mother now is entering to the mom's now. And so now it looks like, this person has changed. This mom has changed, but no, it's the spirit. And the spirit is now looking to get revenge. So if people relationships change with their mom, all of a sudden it could be that. Like, it's giving me, like, when, like, I would see growing up, like, people interact with their moms, like girls interact with their moms, especially girls. And the mom will say, like, watch when you have kids, they're gonna treat you like that, or they're gonna do you just like that. You're gonna see what I'm talking about and stuff like that, like, especially if they have an attitude problem, the girl have an attitude problem, like, watch your child gonna treat you like that and talk to you any type of way and stuff like that. And that's the same how the spirit works. It's like, like, you coming back for the revenge, but it don't have to be like revenge as in killing. It's just revenge as in teaching you a lesson as well. Okay. And then Herify energy is teaching energy. Okay. So trucking company, someone has a trucking company, or a trucking company is responsible. They could have been responsible for getting rid of bodies and shit like that. I got that. I couldn't even get it out. Like, as soon as I pulled that out, I was like, I thought about bodies, like transporting bodies to other states as well. I opened it up a little bit about my dad's story, and stuff like that. Both my mom and my dad are on the other side, so they speak to me a lot. And it's funny because when I found who my real dad was, like, I wasn't looking for a real dad. Like, I was told that whoever they said my dad was my dad, and I just believed it. But I always wonder, like, why he treat his other kids so much better than me, because he don't sense a connection with me because that ain't my dad. But I opened up a lot about what happened to my dad's story, and he was killed in another state, and So somebody could also dealt with a situation where their loved one passed on in another place, even another country as well, and they had to be responsible for getting it back. And somebody probably got a hookup with the trucking company that does this type of stuff. And it looks like they just, it's these diesel trucks they're showing me. It looks like that. It could have coffins. It could have boxes that look like coffins. And it's giving me back that slavery shit, like how they used to bury us. Sometimes they didn't even used to bury us. They used to leave us out there to drive like a raisin in the sun and shit. Okay? The white people, okay? The white people. So his name could start with an M or a J. But the white people, how they, people say that. But I really emphasize the why. Like why do these people exist? Why does this breed of people exist? And we had Leviathan energy come out. Like why does this Leviathan spirit exist? So some of y'all are very close to figuring out why that spirit is hunting you and that family, or you figuring out that that's the spirit that's hunting your family. Some of us be like so in our head is like, yeah, we don't do stuff like that, but other people do. Other people do. And that's why I'm saying, like, they think God, they don't think God see them. Okay. They can't believe in God. They can't. It's impossible to believe in God. To do all this shit and think God did not see it. How you claiming you believe in God and you doing all of this shit? It don't make sense. It's not versus like sin or nothing. It's like, why are you doing this shit and thinking you could get away with it? Okay? Why? Why don't you think anything else is watching you? God will sometimes even plant seeds, where you were supposed to be. And I was saying like how our body recognizes stuff. Sometimes you'll meet somebody and they will look like a brother to you or uncle or sister or something like that. It could be because they really were your sister. God was planting them seeds though. And we don't know because people adopt kids, take kids out of mother's custody and shit, and father custody, parents custody and shit, and change their name. So it looked like they were never something else. But God would always be 10 steps ahead. So I'm like, how do you believe in God and don't think God see this? And then you wonder how that was a coincidence. That's why coincidences don't exist. Because God always has a plan. So I'm like, why do these people exist? But somebody could be white as well. Somebody could be claiming you white or something like that. I used to work at this company where we read to kids, and we would be partnered. My first year doing it, like we were partnered with this. I was partnered with this little boy, and he, like, we got along so well. Like everybody, like the team leader at our job, my job would say, like, I'm just in love with you and such and such relationship. I don't know if I should say his name. I don't know. Malachi. His name was Malachi. I love how you guys interact with each other and stuff like that. And, this was like a after school program and something like that. So she wasn't with us for a long time, but our relationship was good. So much other people noticed it. And then he learned about Rosa Parks, and I'm light skinned, so he came back and he didn't want to work with me anymore. And his mom was even wondering, like, he used to come home and talk about you all the time. And so I was like, I don't know what's wrong with him. And then he just said, because you're white. And I knew that they just learned about Rosa Parks. And he said, you white like Rosa Parks too. I think he said something like that. But I knew they learned about Rosa Parks. And Rosa Parks looks close to white, and stuff like that. But I didn't know like how he was getting the information as well, like, so he may not thought I was Rosa Parks, but he thought I was the white people that was doing something bad to Rosa Parks, like because I look white or, or according to him, I'm white, and so he didn't want to work with me no more. Like, we stayed working together, and I like gave him his space and respect. But I remember like our relationship was rocky. After that, thank you for the 5th like, and may God bless you just for that. So, like, because people would start learning about people and be like, why do they exist? Why they keep getting away with this stuff? But God would let them get away with it so they can have to face what the fuck they did. And we keep going back to like slavery time, Jim Crow laws, and segregation times and stuff like that, because that's significant. And that could be even possibly why some of our families split up and shit like that. They did a lot of stuff to Martin Luther King's house, Malcolm X's house, like set his house on fire while his family was in there and stuff like that. That happened to our families. And so now these new people get us. They know that happened to our family. They treat us wrong and shit like that, but they know it's something special about us because we were a family. We were an establishment. Some of the plantations they took, they were owned by us. They were called plantations once they were owned by the white people, but they were owned by us, like the Native American family. They were owned. The civilization was owned by us, and then they just took it because they saw us build it, and they rather take a finished product than build their own product. So so somebody's also, this also giving me like somebody's impression of you or something somebody else told someone about you is making them judge you, judge you in harsh ways. Things may or may not even be true about you, or how they looking at it from a certain perception. If y'all new here, I was adopted by an abusive family, and yeah, thank you. I don't know, like I could go. Yeah, they keep fucking with me, and they did me so wrong. They once I stood up to my abuse, I was SA while I was in the care of this foster family. They didn't believe me. They called me crazy. There's been times they locked me up in mental institutions because of the shit I said, because of even how they claim my mom was a nut or something like that, and they thinking I come after because I come from my mom, I'm the same way. All this type of stuff, they would do to me and stuff like that. And I'm not sure why I was going off on it, because I feel like they fucking with me right now. But I just try to not think about it. I try to not think about it, and they keep coming after me. I just started talking like this. And then the times they thought I was snitching, I wasn't even snitching. I didn't even know nothing. The fact that you thought I was snitching brought me information. See, there's no coincidences. You thought I was snitching. So I'm like, why would you think I'm snitching? How am I connected in this situation? Then I find out why I'm connected in the situation, and it gives me more information about that situation. And it could give me information about the shit you try to hide. So where's lies getting you? Lies are not getting you anywhere. Johnny Nash. Okay, someone's name could be Johnny Nash. But he's the one that sing, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. So now you could probably see why people do the shit they do, whether they're white or not. But you seeing why people doing the shit they do. But the name Nash, Johnny, some derivative of that. Nashville could be significant as well. Bobby, the name Bobby is significant. Incarceration is significant. Because sometimes they'll do that to their fucking siblings or something like that. They'll make sure they stay in jail. So you probably got somebody, a relative that always stay in jail. It was somebody trying to protect something else, and you were the sacrifice, or they were the sacrifice. That's like them serving jail time as a bond, and then some of them even paid bonds for you, but still behaving as if you're under a bond. Thank you for the 6 like, and may God bless you just for that. Hey, thanks for the heart too. Blue avions, they everywhere. Yeah, God sees everything. There's a blue avion. This is a star system, if y'all don't know. It's a blue avion planted in every room. Whether they're speaking good things about you, bad things about you, there's a representative to witness from the blue avions. They're the biggest star system ever. They're everywhere. Like if you look outside, you always see a bird. Okay. So no matter where you live, you'll see a bird. You'll see a bird eventually, man. But overall, like that's I'm trying to compare it to put it to perspective of know how big that is. Okay. So even the spy thing, like see people was listening or talking shit or but some of this is bringing you information. You're not even looking for it. Jim Carrey, okay, now you're gonna be laughing at they ass. Okay, Jim Carrey could be significant. The names as well, Jimmy, Gerald, even as well. A best friend, and the mic drops. I said what I fucking said. Okay, God solves it. The mic drops. Like I can't believe you continuing to do that. It's like somebody like you're watching, you're towering over the roof of your house, and you watching them cook all in your kitchen, take a shower, use your clothes and resources in your house and shit like that. And God was watching people like that and just let it go on. They can't believe that I see everything. They can't believe it. They can't believe that. They don't believe I exist. But God about to show you how much God exists. You are a genius. Yeah. We about to find out something about why people do shit the way they do, especially when it comes to mercy. Okay, someone's name could be Mercy. Okay, or no mercy, or why people didn't give you the mercy because you probably not their real blood. Thank you for the 7 like, and may God bless you just for that. Don't lift a finger. You ain't got to do shit else. You said what you said. You did what you did. Okay, don't lift a finger. Okay. And this is even giving me like somebody gonna get caught red-handed and they like put your hands up, don't move or something like that. Stay right there or something like that. So that could be significant. A raid could be significant as well. Patrice O'Neill, somebody really think they funny, but he could be an angel as well. Names significant: Chantrice, Chantel, Monique could be significant as well. Brian McKnight, Brian, okay, back at one. Somebody starting at the drawing board again. They feeling like maybe you even find out something. Once you find out something, they got to go back to the drawing board. Okay, you need A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You need all the alphabet plans after that. Okay, all of them wants to nurture you. Some of them are even covering that up. But even somebody wants to nurture the genius. How do you say? The genius in you. Okay. I don't know what is it called? Adjective is. But somebody wants to nurture that because they seen that. I think I said that earlier. Like somebody's been watching you, studying your wisdom and stuff like that. Maybe even checking your facts. Look at that. You're going to see why people do things, or you're going to see why this person approached you in a certain way. Like some people, like I think I did a reading in the past that said like the good things you do, like they turn around and hurt you because they can't accept your love and stuff like that. It's like some people like probably want to apologize for mistaking your kindness as a ploy or deception or something like that, because people have been deceiving them with kindness as well. All right. Release to get lighter and rise. Okay, see, some of them will never rise. You will never rise up as high as the day. You won't rise up in spite of the angel. You won't rise up. Andre Day, I was trying to remix it, but yeah, this is a quote I said. Yeah, that's by me. Okay, my name is Equilla. Yeah. So release to get lighter and then rise. Okay. Some of you guys don't feel like you're flying yet because you have a lot of weight on you. Sometimes weight comes from toxicity. There's gonna be time where there's probably been times in your life like you feel like you couldn't lose weight no matter how hard you tried. They kept that weight on you. They do it to keep you in check, to not let your head get big. Okay. Some of y'all were never told they were beautiful when you were younger. So when you got out here in these streets, the first person that said you were beautiful, you opened your legs for. Or you pulled your thing out for. Or, handsome. Or, like, whatever. The first motherfucker gave you attention, acknowledged you and shit like that. But they held this love for a reason, to keep you in check. And I know it way too well because nobody's ever told me I was beautiful when I was younger. They always called me ugly. They was quick to call me ugly. But I had to believe myself I was beautiful. I was like, actually, I didn't know about like natural hair just became a movement. But I really cherished my hair when I was younger. I used to be like, I actually like my hair. But every time somebody would do my hair, they would complain about how curly it is. Because once it gets in water, it gets really curly and stuff like that. And I was like, I actually like that it does that. Because I grew up, a lot of people got perms, and I would see them get water in their head and their hair would get really straight. And I'm just like, I don't really like that. I liked my curly hair, even as a young child. Nobody told me it was beautiful or nothing. Actually, they used to tease me about that when I got older and started embracing that and knowing how to do it. And I said to them these exact words. I said, y'all talking about me now, but a lot of people about to be running around doing their hair like this. And then the natural movement came. Whenever that happened, before that, I said that. Y'all gonna be doing your hair like this. Y'all gonna be appreciating y'all. Y'all ain't gonna look at plaits as silly hairstyles and stuff like that. Now motherfuckers walking around here with knotless braids. They plaits, motherfucker. They plaits, okay? You just added some hair to them. They plaits, okay? Talking shit about me or, anybody who embraces their hair. Oh, you ain't gonna ever comb your hair and stuff like that. It's combed, okay? That's how I grow out my motherfucking scalp. Appreciate what grows out your motherfucking scalp, and you won't be looking over here for what I feel about my shit. Anyway, Get the fuck on, get the fuck on now. Get the fuck on, get the fuck on now. May God get you and tear you the fuck down. Bye. Okay, that's chant I wrote to get rid of people, especially for people who get online and say crazy stuff to me. I don't use this deck as often, but I had been needing it recently, but not lately. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your respect and kindness and stuff like that. Kindness starts here. This your girl Quill, the one that keeps it real with that trill to give you a thrill that is beauty filled with looks that can kill. Hey, okay. So if y'all new here, welcome. Okay, and if you're OG God and Goddess, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, James Clerk Maxwell, he was a physicist. Okay, a physicist could be significant a research, a scientist. Someone could be even studying something, making sure something works. I also get IVF. Okay, these names could be significant. I mentioned Clark, that looked like Clark earlier. So clerk could be significant as well. Or a clerk could be like even a judge clerk. It came out in the other reading that people have hookups with people changing names and stuff like that, legitimate name change and stuff, new identities. And that's what happened to a lot of us, if we ended up in a system. And some of us don't know we were in the system because they have these hookups. It looks like that was your mom, that was your dad, you were born to, and it is not that. Because when you get adopted, at least in California, they create another birth certificate for you, and it makes your parent not exist anymore, and it will be that parent as if they were always your parent. And when I was adopted, because I was adopted by abusive people, and I knew I would eventually want to find my family later, I kept my name. I didn't change my name. And they were trying to get me to change it, they were trying to get me to change it and stuff like that. And I didn't want to change it because I wanted it to be easier for my family to find me if they were ever looking for me. And something similar did happen in my life where, when my family did reach out to me, or the people I thought was my family reached out to me, they said, I'm glad you didn't change your name because all I knew you as was your name, So that could be significant for somebody as well. And I don't really like to project my energy, but I do believe in God using me as a testimony. And also, because my experiences are real, it proves that whatever you get from me saying your experience is going to be true. It's not coming from a lie. Okay. And I was talking about that earlier as well. How far a lie gets you. All right. So newsflash, okay? Somebody didn't get the message, okay? Or you refusing to do it, okay? But newsflash, okay? I see you. Gotta say it, I see you, okay? I dwell in possibility. You think it's impossible? And that's a quote by Emily Dickinson, okay? Somebody was being a Dickerson, okay? Aisha Dickerson could be significant as well, okay? Never ran up, though. Never ran up. There was this time I had a fight with a girl in high school, and I was new to the high school, and these group of people, when we would go to gym, like they would kind of bully me, and because I was new and I didn't want to get in trouble for fighting or anything like that, I would just cry and just take it with stride. And then one day, this group of people, a main girl was like, yeah, I'm gonna get your boyfriend and kiss him right in front of you and stuff like that. And then I was like, what did I do to you? And I was like, what did I do to you? Why are you so mad at me and stuff like that? And next thing you know, she ran up on me and hit me. Long story short. But when we were fighting, so she got one hit from me. And then after that, I drilled her in. And then the friend I was hanging with at the time, or the girl I was hanging with at the time, she said, you should have saw your face, because I was tired of them bullying me. So I took all my anger out on this whole group of people on this one girl. So much I got kicked out. Thank you for the 8 like, and may God bless you just for that. But as I'm fighting her, like they couldn't get me off of her so badly that the teacher had to pick me up by my waist and get me off. But before that, somebody pulled my hair. Somebody pulled my hair, and then I felt it one time, and then they pulled it again, and then the teacher had already, picked me up. And then so when the teacher put me down, I started squaring up and asked, like, who the fuck pulled my hair? And nobody didn't own up to it. I was like, who the fuck pulled my hair? And I was squaring up and throwing up my dukes and shit like that. And nobody stood up and wanted to fight. And then after all that happened, a group of people of the girl that I beat up or whatever, they start clowning the girl, like saying that she was on her knees, like she was praying and all, clowning this girl, and she did all of this to try to prove to them who she was, but they was clowning her and shit like that. And then I got kicked out of school, and people were the person, actually two people did it and didn't own up to it. Okay, Letitia too. They was going around saying, yeah, like she don't know how to fight, and stuff like that, but didn't own up to pulling my hair though. Didn't like talking all this shit about how I don't know how to fight and stuff like that, even though I just beat a bitch up in your face, and then you didn't fucking own up to pulling my hair. Okay, so who's scared of who, bitch? But yeah, so somebody's name could be Aisha. Somebody's name could be Letitia. Derivatives of that as well, okay? And if I see you on the street, I will still do the same thing. I will still say the same thing, okay? I'm not scared because I'm on the internet. I'm not an internet gangster. Anything I say on this internet, I could say in person. Know that, okay? Know that. And then one girl, when this happened, we had already got into it because I ended up going out with the girl that she claimed friends with benefits with. I ended up going out with the guy that she claimed she had friends with benefits. And I was new at the school, so I didn't know this bitch trying to deter me from going after this guy. I don't know you. I don't have no loyalty to you and stuff like that. So she ended up like doing my hair or something like that, or we got close because we used to ride the bus, and she wasn't even supposed to be riding the bus. She wasn't zoned for that bus or whatever. But like we got close overall, and then she told me, she was like, I can't be friends with you because I told you we were me and such were the friends with benefits and stuff like that. So she saw how, before I had this fight with this girl, she was in the same class. She saw how I didn't care like her about her being my friend and stuff like that. But she saw how fucked up she was to even say that, and I don't have no loyalty to you or whatever, like you were trying to be my friend, and she would initiate this. But anyway, so like she said all of that, and then she wanted to apologize. She had to apologize right before I had this fight. And then so when the girls pulled my hair, and when I finally start, calling them out basically, and they ain't do shit. The girl that just apologized was like, yeah, me and you cool, right? Me and you cool, right? Okay? Because some of y'all need to fucking show y'all beast, okay? They got y'all fucked up. All the way fucked up. All the way fucked up. Ooh, all the way fucked up. That's my song. All the way fucked up, okay? Bitch, you got me fucked up. Who the fuck you talking about? Yeah, bitch, you choked up. You lucky I don't want to fight you. I'ma let God get you. I ain't breaking no nails, boo. Ever heard of Jesus? Yeah, that's a cool dude. He ain't always like that. Yeah, you better back or get smacked or slapped or slammed down flat. On the way turned up. One moment, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, they've been trying to get in my household for a long time, but, things are going to happen. All right. Don't worry about it. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I was singing my song all the way fucked up. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, so don't get smacked up. Jesus loved that song. Okay, he said he's my hype man on that song. You got true grit. Okay, and I spoke about this in the reading I did earlier about God. Letting people do things to you so they can live with what they done and have to face it and stuff like that. And the grit I was talking about with Michael Jackson, because, even though he didn't know he was adopted and stuff like that, his body knew of everything. And so he would work like a person who had to have true grit to survive and stuff like that. So I love that that came out. So awesome. Hi, Micah. Okay. What you are thinking is correct. So somebody's lying, or what they thinking is not correct, and you're thinking what you're thinking is correct as well. But, I feel like that came out, especially after, the grit thing. That's funny. A dream deferred. Okay. So a lot of y'all had dreams deferred. Okay. There's a poem, and I get it confused with a raisin in the sun. Whatever happened to a raisin in the sun? Does it fester up as a sore, like a sore, and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Does it yeah, something like that. I don't know whose poem is that though? But yeah, hi Rob. Oh Rob, you mad, Rob? I'm sorry, okay. I tried to warn him before, okay. You got here, okay. And he only told me to write one thing on his car. I motherfucking Rob, bitch, okay. I motherfucking Rob, and I'm angry, okay. You got me all the way, all the way, all the way. Fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up, okay, Rob. Don't you go down singing, okay? Singing. Okay. Burning ritual. He got to burn some shit to the ground, okay? But somebody did a burning ritual in the past. Oh, yeah, so he mad at that, okay? They tried it. They tried it, okay? They tried it, okay? Yeah, Pamela Coleman Smith, someone's name could start with the PC or S as well, okay? She had a lot of stuff she gathered over the years, and everybody just went through her stuff, picked through her stuff, but claimed she died penniless, okay? Somebody could also be going through a passed on loved one's things right now, or when they went through a passed on loved one thing, something was left to you and you never got it or something like that. Yep, it is, okay? Yep, it is, okay? But we the witchcraft that is vigilant against the people doing the bad witchcraft, okay? We need to learn the enemy's plans, okay? And fight against it. So what is your point? What is your point? Why did you even stop and say that? And I don't know if I said thank you for the 9th like while I was singing. Thank you. I know Christ is King. I was just talking about God. And Jesus especially. Jesus is my hype man, okay? So, bitch, you got me fucked up. Who the fuck you talking to right now? Go on the fuck out of here, okay? Get the fuck out of here. Saying random ass shit because you bored? Okay, find something to do. Stop entertaining witchcraft. It came up on your shit for a reason. And you need to listen. You need to take fucking heed. Because we speak from God over here. We speak from God. This is coming from God, motherfucker. This is coming from God. All right? It's lame, but you still here. You wondering what the fuck we doing. When I was growing up, we used to play outside and make up dance and stuff outside. And some people used to just come over there just to see what we doing. Always trying to critique our shit, but couldn't create their own shit if they had to. So get the fuck on. Bye, lame. We lame, so get the fuck away from us. Swan, okay? Someone could have also turned it from an ugly duckling to a beautiful swan as well. I was talking about earlier how, like somebody probably didn't hear they were beautiful, or even how I didn't hear it when I was growing up and stuff as well. You were the one we needed them to play with, okay? I told y'all that's why Rob was coming out badly, okay? You were the one we needed them to play with. You were the one, okay? Yeah, you are the definition of fuck around and find out, okay? You are that. Mrs. Pac-Man, we about to eat it all up, okay? Or they not gonna get nothing, okay? You gonna see your dreams come true and they ain't gonna see nothing. They gonna see dark, okay? Somebody gonna need to put something together, or somebody wears a corset, okay? And always talking about somebody else who love handles, at least they embrace theirs, okay? You got a corset trying to put shit together. Some of y'all look like midgets, okay? Don't be short with a fucking corset on. You look like a midget, okay? Anyway, somebody could be 4'11", between 4'9" and 11. That's midget size, motherfucker. Anyway, debt peonage. That's when someone, unemployed slave owed debt to an estranged landowner, because they paid their debt in court. So somebody, and I was talking about bonds earlier, yeah, like somebody is in jail as a bond, okay? So So somebody could have a parent or a relative, a family member. I'm hearing heavy family member, especially a parent and a mother. You went in jail when they had debt to pay. They'd still bring this. This shit happened in slavery time. What? I think I put a year on here. Did I? 1867. I spoke a lot about Howard earlier. They were founded in that year. Okay, 1941. Okay, so it was outlawed in 1867 and enforced bans against it in 1941. So it was outlawed. So if you didn't get caught, from what I'm understanding, if you didn't get caught, you could still do it. And then in 1941, they actually start punishing people for it. That's what I'm understanding. But yeah, so something like that is significant, especially when it comes to, rituals and shit like that. See somebody sacrificing y'all. Y'all don't have to be dead just to be a sacrifice, okay? Oh, you being disrespectful? You being disrespectful? Look, and then you don't have nothing better to do than to try to find something to talk about me about. Like, you don't like what's here. Why are you still here? He said them dusty ass knuckles. Yeah, you called me at the right time, actually. You called me at a perfect time, okay? The perfect time. I would chew you up and spit you out without touching you, okay? But I don't see how my knuckles are ashy. I really don't, okay? I really don't. But you just trying to find something to talk about because you don't have nothing better to do, okay? What does that say about you, okay? Who looks like they have something wrong with them? You. You sitting up here talking some witchcraft, still here, and then you're like, yeah, them dusty ass knuckles. Like, so what? Even if they were dusty, so? How is that going to affect your life later? Nothing. That's how dumb you are. We got real issues we fighting against, and you worried about some knuckles, whether they fucking dusty or not. Nigga, you dusty, okay? Actually, let's get his ass, all right? I have to pull out my motherfucker deck. Let's read this motherfucker to filth, okay? Let's see who the fuck you about, okay? You can see my knuckles, but we about to see what we can't see, motherfucker, all right? Let's talking about somebody. Headaches from spirit. I was saying, like, they was giving me so many downloads, I get headaches, okay? But y'all could be experiencing headaches, okay? A lot of the shit I found out. Probably a beard, okay? We got happily married ass beard right here, okay? You the type of chick that got curtains over her windows. What? Don't curtains go? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out my shit, okay? Get the fuck out my shit. I ain't about to fucking entertain your bitch ass. Stupid ass. You stupid. Yeah, delete that motherfucking shit. I don't give a fuck, okay? I be trying to leave that shit here, okay? But there's a happily married ass beard up in here, okay? I'm from the set ass motherfucker. Who you repping, okay? Probably ain't down for shit. Probably be running and crawling under the bed when fucking shit happen. When shit show up at your motherfucking door. When motherfuckers throw dukes up at your motherfucking ass. You'll be running. A motherfucker that can't turn anyone on no matter how hard they tried. It's probably your punk ass, all right? But somebody could be saying this about you or this describing people that are doing things to y'all, okay? Word on the street. Looking for a daddy ass motherfucker, somebody saying this about you, or this is a motherfucker that's acting like this, okay? Because you're looking for a daddy. Probably explains why you act like that. You ain't got no damn home training. Looking for an OG from the set, okay? You probably got jumped in the set and they don't really feel like it's serious. You probably the butt of every joke. Anyway, go on dates just to get the food ass bitch. We got that motherfucker in our energy as well, okay? Motherfucker who use people, especially men who use other women, okay? I make other people feel like I do as motherfucker because misery loves company, all right? But they trying to even say that about you. I know, that was funny. That was very funny. He's like, you look like the type that got curtains on your windows. Like, what? I would hope, okay? Opposed to blinds. Actually, curtains make it look more luxurious, actually. So I really don't understand that shit. All right. But he the motherfucker. He gonna come back with another fucking page. Anyway, let me hop in their dreams real quick ass motherfucker, okay? You gonna see me in their dreams. It's going down, okay? I'm gonna show you how I'm flying, motherfucker. Show you. They hit me ass motherfucker, so somebody lying on somebody as well or lied on you. It said you hit them. I absolutely love evil ass motherfucker. Yeah, they can't love God. They can't believe in God. Because they absolutely love evil. Happily married ass beard. So they probably doing everything in their fucking power to keep this shit under wraps, okay? Motherfuckers being fucking whole relationships for 20 plus years. I forgot what. Grace and Frankie, those names could be significant. That show, the synopsis is like it was two older women married to two lawyers or something. And the lawyers two men lawyers worked together, and then they got close and, over the years, and they broke it to their wives. They want to be together instead of married with them anymore as well. So something like that could be happening or has happened in the past as well. A motherfucker that hasn't checked their ego, okay? Yeah, you need to check that motherfucker, okay? You got a big ego and it's too much, okay? And you talk like that and you ain't going to be able to back it up, all right? If you don't think God saw that, all right? Druggies for huggies ass motherfuckers. These drug and crackheads motherfuckers always got something to say. Probably eat up all your kids' cereal and milk and shit and, candy and snacks and shit, okay? I'm your God ass motherfucker, okay? And sometimes when this come out, I think God is saying, like, I am your God, okay? See, I'm God. I see this, okay? So, I'm going to leave it here. Warlock, toxic ass motherfucker. Yeah, that's all the people are in y'all energy, especially these men, okay? These men be low-key undercover. That's why. Like, they so angry at you because they're fighting with not being able to be them damn selves, okay? Not being able to be with the woman they really want to. Because some of them go gay just because of that, okay? They think they stuck with this old-ass bitch, okay? They can't be with the one they really want, okay? So they like, okay, so it won't be considered cheating, even though it is. I'm going to go and be with men or women, the same person. And then sometimes they be hoping you catch their motherfucking ass, okay? So they didn't have to tell you. The hardest thing, I think one of the hardest things about being gay is like to come out. The show Glee could be significant, like I remember it was like a lot of controversy surrounded around like how blatant they were with the gay part of it, but they focused a lot on, like having to suffer with that secret or, like once you tell somebody, like they should hold that information sacred, which is crazy. I didn't ever put that together, but, I think that about all sacred information, like sacred information is secret, and so if you share sacred information with someone and then y'all not connected no more, it's important to call your power back because sacred is secret. So now they have access to your sacred information that they should no longer have. And sometimes they do that and make you let your guard down so that they can get sacred information and take it with them and use it against you. So you got to call that shit back so it won't work. Goofy looking ass bitch. Someone could be saying this about you, or this is the type of people we dealing with, okay? Clenching ass motherfucker, stingy ass bitch, okay? But I feel like they share with everybody but you, okay? So always talking about someone else's relationship, but mine is fucked up too, ass motherfucker. You ain't gonna even have no relationship, okay? You ain't gonna even have no relationship. It probably ain't even no relationship. That's probably a son, motherfucker. I used to go out with this guy, and his mother, she terrorized me. And she would call my jobs, to make sure I'm not hanging out with him and telling, because at this time I was living with his family. And, she would call my jobs and tell them crazy things. Like one time she called my job and told them, don't let them make my pizza. And I wasn't even making pizza at the time. I was folding boxes and stuff like that, but just trying to tarnish my name. And then she called my, one day, like I missed work and like they was always used to me working and stuff like that. And I just took a day and I didn't want to have to stay home the whole day because anyway, when this family was money hungry and greedy and always, in my pockets for something, or, just always trying to make me feel bad, for not sharing with them when I couldn't, like, cause I would always share with them. And then, so they could never hear no, but, like she called so I took this day off and I was going to go hang with my friend. But I didn't want to, be like, I'm not going to work. I got up like I was going to work because I was kind of trying to be out the house. And she called my job. She called my job to make sure I was there. And then she, thinking I was over her house while she was at work with her son and all this type of stuff. And thank you for the 11 like, may God bless you just for that. And then one day I was dancing, so I had just went to college. And, when I first got in college, I didn't do nothing. I didn't go out or anything like that. I just did homework, went to work, and went to sleep and ate and stuff like that. But so when I would come home during the breaks, I would go all out and party. And then we were at this party. We were at this get together at a family member's house. And, I was dancing. Like, I was the one that was dancing all night because I was drunk too. And, I was dancing all night. Teach me how to Dougie. Hey, be like, Smooth, well, can you teach me how to Dougie? Yeah, to that song. And I was doing Dougie all night, basically. And her son was there and she was there. And I was dancing, I was dancing by myself the whole time. And he wasn't a dancing type. And so I during the night, I was starting to feel myself. So I would try to dance on him and stuff like that. And she would push me off. She would push me, she pushed me off and stuff like that. And when we were in high school and I was in a relationship with her, she would chase me home. When I saw her coming, I would just run after a while. But she would chase me home, make sure I wasn't around her son and shit like that. And then so in high school, I would wonder, and I would be afraid to say it. I would be afraid to be do she want her son? Do she want, how she acting? She want her son. And I found out later, she is married to her son. Okay? She was fucking torturing me because that was her husband. She claimed I slept with her husband. I fucked her husband. It's her son. I ain't had no idea. They be doing stupid shit like this. I put it together and I didn't say that because she would terrorize me so much. I would, and then I would ask him why you don't stick up for me? Why? And he was scared of his mom and stuff like that. And then once he got old enough, he started standing up to his mom. Him and his mom used to always fight and stuff like that. So much. He kind of broke her arm or something like that. I don't know. But they once he got grown up and, out of high school and being a minor, they always used to fight. And so, but before that, he wouldn't say nothing to his mom. And I'm just I know that's your mom. And I would say I know that's your mom and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to not like her or anything like that. because I'm just trying to show her son love, but she hurting me because of that. And then so I'm I don't think it's fair for you to not say nothing, And then so one day, I said because I would break up with him. I would break up with him. We was that toxic motherfuckers that, break up and, get back together nothing happened and shit like that. But I would break up with him, but I would really want to be done. It would be hard for us to be done completely with each other because I was living with their family. But, I texted him one time and I was so what you gonna do about your mom? And he knew what I was talking about. He knew exactly what I was talking about. And then his grandma sees it. And so his grandma sees, what do you mean? What he gonna do with his mom? That's his mom. That's always gonna be his mom, no matter if you're in his life or not. And I was I wouldn't even say that. He know the fucking context of the fucking text. Tell them. And he wouldn't even fucking share. He was that much of a fucking coward. Okay? That's why I would never get back with you. I don't care. Okay? You are a coward. Okay? I'm not stuck up on you or nothing. Okay? Take that shit up with your mama. She married you. Okay? And there's a reason why your little brother looked like you. Okay? And then so she sees this, the grandma sees this, it tells the mom, and then the mom comes and calls me ugly and so ugly ass bitch. So all of that is something you would do for a boyfriend. You how she was acting, you was acting like a boyfriend, and I was scared to say it because I had so much respect for her son. But this is the sick shit people have done. And I don't know how she did it anyway, I ain't gonna even tell you all I know. But anyway, so, and I know she had a big vendetta against me, you know, like as long as it wasn't me, she gonna say, it's not that I don't want him to have a girlfriend. I just don't think he should be tied down to one girl. Like, and then when I told one of his cousins that, his cousin's like, you should have said, would you want people to cheat on you? And stuff like that. But she don't want him to be tied down to one girl because that energy wouldn't be invested into somebody and it would look like more than her as well. And she was always running behind her son for everything. He would be with his family. She calling and checking up on him like a girlfriend. So somebody is in this energy doing that. And all these people started leaving after that. So I'm going to close with that. All right. So that motherfuckers could remember that. I can't be seen as soon as I wake up as motherfucker because you probably got a demon in your bitch ass. Okay. Anyway, I judge people right now for the same shit I did in the past as motherfucker. She was judging me because she knew she wanted to fuck her son. Or she been fucking her son. They showed me the visions, motherfucker. Told y'all gonna want to get in the street. You want to get in the street yet? If that motherfucker still here, you want to get in the street yet? Coward ass. They're thinking I'm fucking just stuck up on your ass. Nobody stuck up on you. I ain't stuck up on that. Good riddance. That was good riddance. I ain't have to deal with that. So much I remember like we used to keep in touch as friends and I used to be like, don't tell your family I'm out here. Like, don't tell your family I'm out here. They were that toxic. Don't even say I'm out here. And this is the same family I was talking about earlier or in the other reading that, you know, every time a boy guy is killed, the baby mama, especially if they not married, okay, the baby mama, you know, ends up going missing or get killed too, and they take over the children unless the children die too because they have that situation in that family too. And then all the girls end up missing because I was getting that, you know, they were marrying their sons or somebody in the family, they were marrying each other. So, and then they'll end up changing their name to that. See, somebody got a hookup with change your name. They'll change their name to the person that's missing or died or something like that, whether it's the man or the woman. So it won't look like you married your own fucking family. There it go. There it go. Right there. Bye, Lindsay's or Lee's, who the ever fuck you are. Y'all beast. Y'all beast. Y'all got the beast running in your family. You got the Leviathan energy just slithering in your family. Don't even know it. Think they have big delusions of grandeur. Think somebody just couldn't let them go. They couldn't let me go. Why am I talking so much about y'all? Because y'all in my energy? Did that much to me. You weren't even considered a foster family. All that shit to me. A suspicion cheating ass motherfucking hoe, okay? Because she was fucking cheating. Introducing this boy to these niggas who really ain't no father. They seed killers. Seed killer number 1. Seed killer number 2. Seed killer number 3. Okay, they were seed killers. Okay, because you were the husband. Want to get deep? I bet you wish you stood up for me now. Anyway, so anything in this reading you want to come true, I hope it comes true for you and for you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this message blessed you and you enjoyed it. Thank you, God and God's team, for your messages today. I hope I did you all justice, okay? This is Queen Nefertiti, okay? Everybody stole shit from her, but she always found a way to get it back, okay? A lot of them eating off your clout, eating off your inheritance, what you really are, where you really come from. But you gonna get it back. You ain't gonna have to build it over again because God gonna snatch it back. God gonna show them how much they saw. So, kiss your kids for me. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye.